Welcome. Добро пожаловать. We're here to continue our adventures in Fantasy XVI. That's the plan for today. Unfortunately, there was only a little bit of buffering at the start, and after I restarted the VPN, everything is fine. And Andy, everything's working perfectly, or supposed to. So if I check how the stream working right now, would I see some terrible? No, everything's working fine. Everything fine in Andy. Yay! A little small victories. So yesterday it was Friday, and I started working on stuff. I started working on a female Vtuber model, which we will make like a model that will speak with TTS. So of course, there's a green-eyed, tan-skinned tomboy night girl. That we called Geneva, because it's fun to call a warrior girl in the Geneva Convention. and so yeah, I started making the model. It's the same size as mine. I wonder if I'll be able to separate parts and then use already existing web deformers for this model to edit less in left decubism. So I didn't separate it much. I separated again body, bone shirt, and are you prepared to see baldness? She's bald! She's bald with her a little bit long hair! I had to make this in order to to make face separate from the hair, so and she would actually have ears under the hair. So I made it like this, and I also will have to separate hair to the front hair, to the back hair. I separate it into parts. Also separate necklace with this part of the necklace with a shadow. Chest area, so there would be physics. I also need to look up at the tutorials to how to properly do so. I suppose hands for a little bit of movement with part of the shirt. This lower part of the shoulder pattern also need to be separated for movement. And this front part of the skirt or cover need to be separated. Either this one, and the lower part. I wonder if in 5 months would this look also would be illegal as hips on Twitch and YouTube, by Puritan moderation. Would Mitriv also will be illegal in 5 months, or ties, or I don't know, face? So would they have to wear a hijab in order to be a VTuber on Twitch or YouTube? Where's the line? Where's the line? Why no one tells where the line is? Why I can have underboob? But I don't know. I think this pretty modest, I suppose, and people will be seeing only this upper part. Maybe this upper part, but she will be speaking in murdered voice from Fate Grand Order with TTS. I suppose I will have to add the Silly Tavern at YouTube chat to Silly Tavern in order for her to actually answer the people's messages in the future. So yeah, still have a lot of I also made a different closed eyes. I will separate eyelids from here, so it will be easier to have additional eyelids. It's when really nice. Also Yeah, need to separate eyes, eyelids, its eyebrows, lower lips, upper lips, nose. A lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. A lot of work to do for the future. The separating model for rigging is my least favorite part of the whole process. If only it was easier, but segmentation, anything stopped working for a while, and no one fixing it because no one sees how good it is for for like animation processes, I suppose. So yeah. What else can I say? I played a little bit of Grand Saga off stream. I maybe we'll get stuck because there's not enough materials to upgrade weapons, grand weapons and artifacts in order to continue with the main story. And I watched a little bit more of a Sword of Coming, Меч Грядущего. It's a Chinese anime about that started a long time ago, and now there's the whole episodes come out. Looking forward to watch What If Season 3 tomorrow. Especially Storm, Goddess of Thunder. That would be fun. What else? What else? Dragon Prince. Dragon Prince Season 7 also should be coming out soon. So I need to check if there's like all new episodes. Wait. But we are here for Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 16. We what was previously on Clive's journey? There was enemies and enemies. Wait, the skies changed, and we have to fight with enemies. Akashic enemies started appearing all over the world because there's too many Mother Crystals destroyed. And there's only one left. And also magic crystals stopped working, and the people relied on them, and now they're not working anymore. I hear the sound. The sound of a game working. Game console. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Let me window projection. Everything should be in working order. I should be somewhere here. Stream mode. I'm back. I can hear the sound. I should take off. Like this, like this, like this. I suppose like this. Okay, here we go. Final Fantasy 16. 72%, just 32 hours. I played this game for 32 hours. Minus 12. Was it the right sound level? 80 sound level. So I'll set Rising Tide and Echoes of the Fallen that We'll have to finish also. I still didn't found Bomb King. Star Ruby Tomarta. Slay Ender Antelopes in Cressidia. But the bomb. The Croc, Somber Q. Do I have potions? I have potions on me. Enough. Croc. Not until main mission. Star Ruby Tomarta and Isabel. Not until we do the mission.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
There's so many quests that I can do because they want me to go for the storyline. Is it a new one?
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid-scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Allow me to help.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them, as always.
Unbalance. Are they in this location? There are just so many side quests.
Seems the hideaway has lost its
Blasted
appetite.
book. Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, all right? Oh, and perhaps your sword. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing, and that awful stench, people wolf it down.
What?
So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blimmin' kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
I did help you, Ivan.
I've never been one to play favourites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Well, that's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one?
There can be only one.
Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
Clive. Coin purse weighing you down.
Potions. Potions.
You'll not find a better price than that.
It'd better all be here.
Goats.
What am I gonna...
Is everything all right, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble, and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
But right around the shelf.
Oh. There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like. Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallimil Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
I'm not afraid of lashing.
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
What are you going to see, Nan?
Lady Karen. How's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait. What exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care. But here you are today, raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto.
She's under us.
Asking. Out of interest.
Suddenly.
All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating. About you selling weapons to brigands.
Oh, are you? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dallimil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do you? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
Aye, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day.
She would never.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into tires?
You should not have doubted her, Goats.
I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dallimil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. But that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
Am I?
I suppose it is.
I suppose so. When they will actually allow us to travel. Is there even more quests? How far is the rest? The Guardians are getting along with the Axis, fine enough working to shore up the rest's walls, but not clearing out what few threats remain down in the reeds. Though chances are we'd still be neck deep in Akashic had you not given that herd your firm but gentle nudge. I know you are realm to save and all, but if you're ever in need of a quick reviver, come see us and we'll tap you a cask. What? The flames burn bright. You covenant canny talent have shown up where you most need it, my lord. Without you still, I fear the rest would be in the hands of Akashic, and us but more of their nameless numbers. However, with the horde now both thinned and fractured, we Guardians can focus our efforts on putting down the smaller packs without the worry of being overwhelmed, while Martyr Blood Axis can return to defending the door. As for young Oscar, you will forgive my sudden request for taking him under your wing. He is a good man, attentive, polite, hardworking, so you can see he already has learned everything he can from me. He would do well to continue his schooling under a more worthy shield, and the realm has none more worthy than you. Wait. Word from Northridge. Clive, you have the town thanks for helping rid us of the trolls, but we are neither of us so naive to think we have seen the end of their like. Good Philippa has taken to seeing that we are prepared should the ghouls come once again calling. But I'm of to worry. The rank of captain has begun to weigh heavily upon his shoulders. Just as I imagine the same might be said about of you and your burdens. But remember, should the weight ever become too much, you needn't stand alone. Our hands and arms remain even open, as do the Vale's doors. Annabelle. Dramatis personae? The Grand and League have put aside their difference for the time being, allowing us all live to sip our snake spit in relative leisure. For that I would hazard we have you better health, think. She put on quite a performance. As for yours, well, from one aspiring thespian to another, might I suggest working on your delivery, and your projection, and those stiff limbs of yours, and your countenance, and well, everything else. We wouldn't want to do the name Underhill a disservice now, would we? Lebar. Life is a terrible, terrible actor. Indeed. Now when we're buffering. That's not cool. And how long it will take? Will the speed ever remain back to the upper parts? A humble request. Master Clive, apologize for the sudden and untoward gesture. Circumstances have forced me to seek immediate aid, and there is none other to whom I may return. Your most esteemed Lord Uncle has presented me with a task most vexing, and I fear I am wholly unable to perform on these vaulted expectations, namely due to a marked lack of martial aptitude on my part. To wit, I am but a servant, not a mercenary, while I maintain the fitness ample to attend to the needs of a manor. To the attending of bandits and back alleys, I am thoroughly ill-equipped. If it please you, my lord, prithee, come and see me at Martha's Rest, where I shall proceed to explain my predicament in full.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant? Why would he be at Martha's Rest?
Smells like butler? Not smells like butter? That smells like butler? Wasn't one of the quests
See the
to
pair that got hauled
speak
into
with
town?
Harpocrates? To ask about the rare ingredient. And speed is not backup, which means that's a problem. How is it going? Too slow. Too slow. Oh, and I forgot to turn off glasses. Ah, loading up, loading up. 40 kilobits of seconds is not enough? Is it 34? 39? Why it's 5 times bigger than it's supposed to be? Oh, we can back. The speed got restart. Is it? Are you sure it's too slow? I have a normal speed, but it still says it's buffering. But I see as everything is okay. No. Normal speed, but it still says it's buffering. But I see as everything is okay. No. Speed, but it still says So both OBS and YouTube says it's bad, it's very bad, but the speed is good and performance of a video also is good. So I think someone is lying to me. There is a conspiracy going on. Well, if speed will drop and the buffering will be even worse,
Homecoming, Sid. Will there be thunder?
then I will restart the VPN, but it seems we don't need to do this now.
Lawsman Harpocrates, I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the book you lent Ivan.
Ah, Valicia, A Culinary Pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites, in fact. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
Ah, so the fabled Sandbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water.
What?
Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dragon livers. How very Sandbrequois.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
Again, it says its code key is overloaded, but... Are we back? Are we back? Are we back and performance is better? Why it's like closing down on the YouTube site? Like, what's happening? Does it work or does it not? No, I did... Does it work or does it not? I don't understand. No, it works. No, it works normally. And will. Forever. And ever. I don't have to worry about it. For a while. I hope. Maybe. Possibly. There's a possibility of it.
There's a storm coming, Sid. Will there be thunder?
It is a main quest because they not allow us to travel anywhere else. Central Dalmatia. Are we not finally traveling with Joshua? Where's the girls that were helping him out? Cloak and dagger. And I can travel again! Rock and some barbecue. Rock. Handboard. Rock. Close reach. Morton broom. The old road. Where's the bomb? Is it not here, but where's then? What was it? Was there some BQ place? Sajeas. It's some BQ. I don't understand where's the Bomb King. There's supposed to be someone in some BQ.
Those things I said before about not being able
So many were injured.
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion.
We didn't pay you enough.
Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
Or none will kill us.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
But the stoic silence is like the usual options. It's like the simple one.
We're still alive, aren't we? Yeah, but only because of the day.
To the meadows, then.
That's what the captain said.
How many barricades they set up here?
Good girl.
Bomb King.
Yeah!
Well, at least Bomb King would be an obvious monster to see from far away. So I probably can just run on the chocobo until we met with Bomb King. And fight with it. If only I knew exactly where was location of a Bomb King. Was it giant crystal formation with the green crystals not mother crystal? Mist? A giant amount of mist are here. For what reason? Akashic. Is it another ancient ruins? Ronalis.
Thanks, Gal.
And what does it do?
This one's awake.
Chronolis. Chronolis are similar to the Arid Stone that was in the virtual battlefield accessible to Clive and Clive alone. Each Chronolis presents Clive first time trial, which must continue voice deadly and acute only with defeat ability.
Let's see what's inside.
Let's not. I don't care.
Come on.
I don't care about challenging trial. There's no information what reward would be. I don't want to do the timely activity only for it to say to me, well, congratulations, you finished it. But I get something out of it. A satisfaction that you fulfilled the challenge. But is that so? What if I don't feel satisfaction after finishing the challenge? Then you screwed. Oh well, that's not cool. That's not cool at all.
Hippocrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. This must be our wyvern. All right, let's get this over with.
Now I need to remember how to play the game. Topple. Did I parry? Ah! But the impress not gonna work. Should be enough to finish it off? No, no. No, this was enough. Huh. Raptor's liver.
That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent.
This is not it.
Good girl.
But where is the Bomb King? Goblins, 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 goblins. How much of goblins?
Safe. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. Better head back.
No, we didn't find Bomb King.
Come on.
Now returning to anywhere until we find Bomb King. If we finish as a quest, it's cool, but what's here? Davis. Mark the Bomb King! None of them are enemies to hunt. Kaszek Chocobo. Corbett. People.
That'll do, girl.
Not inside of the city. And right inside of the city. Control shot. And then chapel. Gate. Baywatch. Well, if I run all the way up there, Yeah, won't find any bomb kings. I suppose I have to check other areas of Sunbreak.
Thanks, Gal.
I don't want to. How good you miss, Clive? How good you miss? Now open the door. Oh well. Now check this area. The once. Either will be like in the Bomb King will be in this area that's called Croc. Look at it. What? Look at it. Look what kind of enemies are in this territory. It seems I chosen right. So there was a potion seller in the woods.
That'll do, girl.
It'll bring us back to Lost Wing.
Come on. Faster.
I suppose. To the left. You got to be kidding me. How come it's not here? How come none of the bombs are Bomb King? But it's not even the territory that I wanted to reach to. Fallen back.
This might take a while.
Hunter. Where as Advent. Not only none of them are hunt targets. Lost the territories that I'm looking for. Is he somewhere here?
Run like the wind.
Let's hope that the way there is open and we will find the Bomb King all the way over there. Yeah, Dragonets, I'm so scared. Ooh.
Be safe.
Ring of Marksman. This looks like area for a boss fight. Wrong boss fight. It's not a Bomb King. It's an Elder Dragon. Sparrog! Wrong guess! It was not what I was looking for. 50!
This beast isn't to be trifled with.
Where will they? Ow! Oh, I'm dodging so much. What's the point of dodging if I can't counterattack? Topple! Topple! Get staggered! Oh, the wrong one! The wrong one! Still wait. dealing too little of damage. Dodged! I didn't dodge! I'm out of high potions! Can we just run? It's manageable, but it will take a giant amount of time on this level. Svarog level 50. Where's the croak area? Hide away. First thing first, I need to restore potions.
Still alive, are ya? Coin purse weighing you down? You'll not find a better price than that. Finished, are ya? Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Thought you knew better than to put stock in unfounded gossip. What with all the colourful tales attached to your name? Take care.
Ah. Bomb King. Where is Bomb King? I don't have a Bomb King opus, I don't have a bullet that might interest you. Bomb King. The Croc. Number Q. Possibly came for Imperial Chase, took a wrong turn with nearby wood, in which discovered ruin of fallen airship, and was since then the beast akin to the great peal of fire that chases hell screaming from a grove. The soldier identified the catcher name was when insisted that the bomb so was near the time size of the depicted therein. Fallen airship. The Croc. In Sombre Q. There's a fallen airship. I didn't saw any the croc in Sambrique. I didn't see any in Rosarium. Norvent. Vent. Old Road. Hmm? Hmm? Eastwatch. There's no place called Croc. This little turn? No.
Good girl.
Is it not Shivering Beast from D&D?
Faster! No holding back.
But it seems it's not hunting animal. Not one of the hunts. Imperial chase. Here we finally found it. How hidden this area was. Heaven's Hall? Which manor is this?
That'll do, girl.
House and stables. Is it an inn? Finally, after all these years, we found Bomb King in the croc. Now show him to me. Show me someone that I need to defeat. Bomb King! Rank B.
Look what we have here. Greetings, Your Majesty.
There's no staggering effect. More bombs! Go blow up! Inside he's not level 50 as Farok. It was much easier to defeat. Bomb member. Effectively, the smoldering soul of a bomb, given life by all magics, later is very rare hot rock. Fortunately, there's immediate uses for such a thing.
Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more.
Where's the third one?
That should do it. The wine needs more than this. He can fetch it himself.
Not to Martyr's Rest. There's another quest that have to be finished.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it.
that Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do. Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
There should be at least 3 quests that I can finish.
Goat. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
What?
It wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Is there a way to get there?
What do you reckon we should do?
It's another side quest that I took.
Sid! Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh,
And just how long hasn't it been one?
we're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? Why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best
Ninja
way
near.
to see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we? All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces, the body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others?
What's the role of the arm?
This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
You're getting sidetracked.
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track.
What about the gear?
This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Miradol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
It's not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult.
And what the pans do is obvious, I hope.
These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff.
What's a banger?
What if I wanted to weigh Goots? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yay! But does it work?
We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
But the
That's
cogwheel,
right. We're Miss Miradol's hairs.
the gear.
Her hairs.
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Miradol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
But you didn't apply. You didn't apply gear.
Hey, look. We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
Clive, you didn't finish up the scale. Clive, come back. Clive.
Didn't happen to forget anything, did you, Sid?
You gonna mock me, little Jocelyn? I did not forget about the cogwheel. Clive did.
All this fuss over a few dark clouds.
All right there, Sid? How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
Barely found the Bomb King itself. But here it is, the bomb ash.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the Olympic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let none say otherwise. Right then, let's get this contraption up and running.
Sometime later.
There we have it. The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that.
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest leather supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. But I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well, it can't hurt to try, I suppose.
That's the spirit. Leave it with me. I'll only be a mo. Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag. And I'm telling you, there's plenty more where that came from.
Quest complete. What is this upgrade done? Treated potion satchel? Necessary for increasing consumable inventory capacity? For the same exotic compound that was applied to leather satchel needed a pair of boots should become supple enough to accommodate a man with 20 toes. More inventory space! You have obtained a treated potion satchel. Here will increase the new capacity for carrying consumables. 6 potions, 4 high potions, 3 strain tonics, and 3 stone skin tonic. I never once used strain or stone skin tonics. Ever. While playing the game. Never even once. At least I don't remember it. Now we need to return Charon Star Ruby somehow. And somehow make sure that we should not show it. And make sure that she wouldn't say that that we should show it somewhere where the sun can see it.
Lady Karen, Goat tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
Who?
up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used, either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died? 20 summers.
20 years.
Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... oh, forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
Oh, flashback.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
A goblet?
This'll do me just fine.
Okay.
Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
I mean, people were saying the side quests weren't worth it, but here's the whole story rich cutscene. Thought it's never once worth his goblet despite using it every day for both wine and small beer. I don't have it said that I'm a poor host.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Now another dish from the really old recipe.
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
So, did you have that word with Tomes then?
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me exactly where to look, in fact.
Raptor's liver.
And what precisely will I be cooking up? Or is it better not to know?
Liver is not tasty.
Wyvern liver. And, a herb known as Saint's Bonnet.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, at least it weren't actual worms, I suppose. Now then, you stay right where you are. I've got some cooking to do. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about.
The previous one was tasty only after a while. What about this? It looks like...
And here we have it. Fried mortress of skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honor than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
Liver with lettuce. And he died.
So, not fit for consumption then?
What witchery is this?
crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet, it is the piquant kiss of the saint's bonnet that tames this savage dish.
Oh, come on.
It is a tour de force. A force of nature, even. A maelstrom of flavour and sensation. A graceful beast emerging from centuries of slumber.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right.
He watched a little bit too much of Shokugeki no Soma. Soma.
It's remarkable, and I defy any man to say a word to the contrary. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback wyverns forthwith?
I'll give it some thought.
How many awful dishes he... Does this guy even have a taste? Are his taste buds working? In all actuality?
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs.
And that's why she came here and installed engines on
And so
Hideaway.
should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
You've given them far more than that, and I'm sure they're very grateful.
Elder Antelope's in Crescedium. So much quests, so much quests.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even abandoned.
Scouts have reported seeing
Elder
more
Antelopes.
caches on Rhiannon's ride.
Come on.
Can hardly make out a blooming thing.
Also giant amount of barricades because of all of the events.
Someone's brave.
No. Here we go.
like just the place.
You're there.
I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal?
I feel a little bit bad. Oh, that's overkill. And that's all to feed Torgal.
Now. Will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
You're the good boy.
You all right, boy?
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
It seems the hideaway has lost its appetite.
Bless me.
There's a storm coming, Sid. Will there be thunder?
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
Uh-huh.
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you describe Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
The man's best friend. Slightly increases Torgal's attack potency. Oh. How many quests do I have? Teniqui? Welcome raiders. Yes, I'm doing a bunch of side quests before going to the main quest. I'm doing so much of side quests. Welcome. Join the Rutherford at Martyr's Rest. Oh yes, there's the guy asked us to help him in a letter.
Have you heard the latest from Twinside? That the Empress is no more?
Never trust an owl bearing good news, I say.
There he is.
My lord Marquis, it is you. Then you received my letter. I am Sebastian Rutherford, chief steward of your lord uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord. Thank you for coming.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. I merely...
It's all right. Continue.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your lord uncle, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm's current state of affairs. And what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left Storm in a state of utter disarray. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, are now commonplace. The gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift into utter chaos. Your lord uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid this fate, and is determined to see it set in motion.
That sounds like quite the undertaking.
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the 7 high houses. Alas...
Alas.
I have lost contact with 2 of those colleagues already.
Oh man.
Both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times even that may not prove sufficient to keep a man safe on the road.
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to investigate the Republic, the other the old Imperial capital of Oriflamme.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose I'll start in Dalimil and work my way east.
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success and safety.
To Dalimil, then. A lot of quests in Dalimil.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here has seen something. People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Lubo did well to bring Conrad and Natalie together.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthier patrons has purchased the use of every room, hoping to keep out the riffraff, as he puts it.
Ага.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Found him.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah,
That's why I was looking for this game.
Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalimil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Bandit's Bed. What appropriate name to our place to look for bandits?
If all of us continue to work together in defending Dalimil, I foresee good things for this town.
The bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us with. We'll have a hard time putting this place.
Mummy,
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
are the bad men going to come back?
The gentlemen of the town guard.
That's gonna be surprisingly noticeable.
But the gentlemen of the League of Merchants have deep.
Could be I know something more.
Clive, listen! I found someone who says he's heard the rumours about Nan.
Have you?
Go on. Tell him what you told me.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever'll pay her price, be they knight or knave. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, the more call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to keep them in steel? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, it just so happens I have. You'll find her right here plying her trade most days.
Here in Dalimil? Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market, but if you're not the patient type, you can probably find her at her storehouse on the edge of town. But it'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular nest of vipers. Feeling bold, traveler? I hope so, for your sake.
I have a feeling someone uses her old nickname.
Sorry to have kept you.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at once.
Eh? What do you mean?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has been running this store he spoke of?
Good question. I'll go and have a look.
And I'll visit this storehouse on the edge of town.
All right, but be careful, Clive.
You too, Goots.
Eye for an eye. Smells like butler. Oh, so far away. So, other quest. Where to travel first? I suppose from south to north.
Someone's got himself in trouble.
Already?
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the coppers in your purse.
I already told you, I have nothing.
Then maybe we'll take that pretty outfit and the steel you're wearing.
Please! These men are trying to rob me!
I'll deal with this.
Thank you.
You that one's master, then? If you'd kindly pay the coin he owes us, we can pretend you didn't draw your blade on Republican soldiers.
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. He hasn't had many visitors since we slit his throat.
You fool! So lively the soldiers were.
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but these were men of the fist.
Much has changed in the Republican army since they lost their rock.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I could defend myself against one, perhaps two, but a whole regiment. I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but when I called upon the captain of the local garrison to make inquiries, his men confiscated my effects and locked me in a cell.
The captain is no more, and his men make the rules now.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free, only to be stopped again by those soldiers you so kindly dispatched.
What of the Fist's central command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army has fallen back to the capital and hunkered down behind her walls. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked, answering to no one but themselves.
Then it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria. It's not safe here.
I'll find a caravan heading north. You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers' coin purses?
Oh,
Not at all.
to return back the coins that he
Find his second associate
wasted.
Rutherford's. If he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start at Northreach and see if I can pick up his trail.
That's a storehouse outside of town.
Very bravely. The safety of the town is in our hands.
Karen the Reaper, the fake one.
Time to brave the Viper's Nest.
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death, or a quick one. Boys, he's all yours. But that sword is mine.
They're also dead.
Now we could pretend this didn't happen.
More enemies. Only one mage left.
Oh, you've done it now.
Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he'll have your head. He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to Karen's skirts. You weren't even supposed to be here. Who the hell are you anyway?
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once he arrived in Dalamil. But then you turned up. Well, go on then. If you're going to end me, end me.
You're not worth the effort. Now be gone, before I change my mind.
Fucking coward!
Is that how you treat someone who give mercy to you?
Right now.
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty painted lout!
Stop calling me names! And stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough.
for they are not lies. Every last word is true, and she must pay for her crimes in blood.
Lord!
Goose, are you all right?
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. She ruined my life and the lives of countless others. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime, and I will not allow it to continue.
What she's done to him?
Was it? I have no quarrel with you, only with your employer. Run along now. You need not pay for her sins.
No.
No?
I don't care what she did. I won't let you hurt Nan. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll kill you myself.
Goose.
It's not a killer.
Enough, all of you!
But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't notice the two of you slinking off together? Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalimil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind. Though it was just Bogan back then, wasn't it? I thought the years might have taught you some sense, but I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've always been. What was it we called you? Wet legs.
Oh.
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault! And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Goose, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck!
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs, you remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, that. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect.
It was literal eye for an eye.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is he...
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It ain't easy going through life one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same routes. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. Always knew he'd be back one day to claim his due. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But what if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson soon enough. But something tells me the Wet Legs has learned it already. Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite enough attention already. Ta-ra, Clive.
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
Tell to Karen to finish the quest. Maybe it would be better to go here. Blacksmith Blues.
Come on. Faster.
I wonder, will we get the sword out of the side quest or blueprint? Or we're just running around for just fulfilling the side quest? I suppose plus will give more recipes to the blacksmith.
We've got company.
Bad maker.
Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off.
Topple. Two don't trust in a row. Quite a parry.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalimil.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects.
Indeed.
What should I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. No combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more.
Isn't it too much?
Final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield.
Uncle?
And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
You should know that all this romanticized talk about how cool katanas are is bullshit.
Uncle Byron defines such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
The Blackthorn. But wait, there's another side quest all the way over here. Ah, that's the main one. This on the way was the main one. So it's better to ask what these two would want from me, this trading company. Red chocobos? But it's not.
Do you have any fresh water?
Now I just need to see about getting the word out to everyone. I want to know right away. Bad news. Good, actually. Something worth celebrating for a change. Only trouble is, the serving girl's still new to the job, so I can't leave her while I go and invite those I'd like to celebrate with. What exactly are you celebrating, if you don't mind me asking? I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan 66, no less. Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire. And most wouldn't part with a 66 if you held a knife to their throats. So I've heard. Oh, so you know of it then? Clearly you're a gentleman of taste. A gentleman who might sympathize with my predicament, perhaps? Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine? I'll give you a little something for your time, of course.
Sounds simple enough.
Sounds simple enough. So you'll do it? Marvelous. Thank you. You won't need to go far. All three of them should be right here in the market. There's Aldrich the porter, Milan the butcher, and Bolek, a guard over at the north gate. Three of the finest fellows in Boklad, if you ask me. Tell them to come to the tavern when they finish for the day. Stop by again when you let them know, and I'll give you your little something. I'll be right back.
Has this wine turned? Or is it my stomach?
Tastes better if you don't look up.
Sounds like a simple quest indeed. Just speak with 3 people. And visit the tavern.
I believe it, all right. What's that?
The third this month.
Ooh, music.
What are you looking for?
Three people.
Can't the gate all right? Panic. They're saying twin sides.
I've been asked to find Aldrich, the porter. I don't suppose that's you, is it?
That's me right enough. You need something delivered?
The innkeeper sent me. He said there's a cup of Gotan 66 with your name on it when you're done for the day.
A 66? Bugger me. If he's just got hold of it now, it must have been in the crates he had me carry down from Sambrek.
From the Empire to Boklad. You must be a braver man than most. That's a treacherous route at the best of times.
Such is the porter's lot. There's not a patch of storm these feet haven't traipsed across. It's Oriflamme one day, then off to Canva the next. The farther you're willing to go, the fatter the purse. Which is why there's no shortage of competition for some of the longer routes. I'd say I've done enough for today to earn myself a cup of something tasty. Thanks for letting me know.
I wonder, we're gonna tell all three people that there's a wine waiting for them, and there will be only one bottle of wine, and there will be a fight over it. Is that what's gonna happen?
Please.
Are you Milan, the butcher?
That's me. What can I do for you?
The innkeeper's just had a special delivery. He thought you might like to join him for a cup of wine after you pack up for the day.
He knows me only too well. And I've got a ham here that will go handsomely with a nice drop.
Wine and ham to spare. Boklad clearly isn't suffering then.
Comes with being the place everyone has to pass through to get to everywhere else. Those who travel the Crystal Road bring all manner of goods with them. We get meat from Sanbrek, herbs from Rosaria. Why, sometimes we even see curiosities from across the Narrow. Or rather we did, till not so long ago. These are lean times, and even Boklad isn't the bustling trading post it once was. Still, there's no point dwelling on it. Better to live life while you can, eh? And on that note, it sounds like there's a cup of wine needing my attention.
You'll buy something, won't you? Please.
The last one was Gart.
I showed you my pass. What more do you want from me?
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be guarding the gate.
Well, you found him. You're not here to enlist, I take it?
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage, a Gotan 66. He thought you might like a cup.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about to start now. Thanks for letting me know.
You must be a busy man.
No one's making for the refugee camps anymore. Not after what happened in the Dominion. Meaning, they linger here instead. I spend more of my days moving beggars along than I do manning these gates. What gets to me are the gangs that prey on the poor sods. As if they haven't suffered enough. Some days you can't help but wonder what the world's coming to. You know what? That wine's sounding better by the moment.
Well done. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
This Gart seems like a decent one.
I spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's fantastic news. Thank you kindly. It's been a while since we all sat down together. And the way I see it, that wine is as much theirs as it is my own.
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without Aldrich to go and fetch the good stuff for me. And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. And Bolek, an even-handed keeper of the peace, if ever there was one. Those three are the backbone of Boklad.
Lose any one of them, and the market would soon fall apart. And without the market, I wouldn't have a single customer. I'd say that's worth a bottle of 66, wouldn't you?
And more besides.
Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on. Be they world-weary innkeepers or brooding swordsmen. Right. I'd better prepare for my guest's arrival.
I hear you had me carrying a bottle of Gotan 66. If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord. I'll settle for a cup, though, if you're in a sharing mood.
A Gotan 60 bloody 6. Just as well I had something special of my own set aside.
A bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows, but it can't hurt.
Here they are, the free pillars of Boklad. Sit yourselves down, gentlemen. The woes of the world may be monstrous in many, but there's nothing like a few good friends to keep the misery at bay.
Never a truer word spoken.
What a nice and simple quest about people relying on each other. Oh yes, there's some quest also. Let's return and finish this tree.
Or the moon, for that matter.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword, then?
I did better than that.
Sundered whetstone, a slab of rock, quarried on the southern continent. Its unparalleled hardness makes it perfect for sharpening blades forged from all manner of metals, from bronze to adamantite.
A whetstone?
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valistia.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the Cursebreakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the Cursebreakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valistian steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the Cursebreakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one. August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
New blueprints, new blueprints, new blueprints. Excalibur. he will make Excalibur the sort of promised victory. Because he was inspired by a katana?
Trouble with your gear, or so will it be?
It's kinda roundabout. Diamond sword. Grimalkin hide? It's Scarletite. Mm. But it's worse. It's so much worse. It's the ones that we currently have. What's the point hiding for the swords when it's on 2 points worse than the ones that we currently have?
Anything else?
Nothing like a dish of cold vengeance to foul the gut.
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't mean to make things worse. I just thought I had to protect you. Like you've protected me.
Aye, well, someone had to. Your parents certainly didn't give a whit for your well-being. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you on. You've always been me right eye, Goots. And I'd have you stay that way. So don't you dare go looking for trouble again.
Well, I will. If you ever need help, I'll do it again and again, and you can't stop me.
Why, you big lump. Fine. Play the hero if it makes you happy.
Thanks, Nan. I won't let you down.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his own way in life, he'll need to start looking out for himself as well. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back, just like you did in Dalamil. Don't think I didn't appreciate that.
Of course. His family.
Stop it. You make me one good eye, mister. I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours. A potion today'll cost you the same as it did yesterday.
Oh. Okay. Continental Sensor? According to Keron, Sensor packed with herbs and American word of everything from insect and plague, protect home from thieves and demons and healing a number of ailments, will bring in lovely fortune so you can read it displayed in Clive's chambers. Seven more letters.
Got hauled into tires.
All about the other day. You know, I ain't never shed a tear in front of no one, not even my mother, and you won't soon catch me doing the like again. So it's please your lordship. We can both forget about the whole damn thing. The seed I chose to follow all them years ago is gone, and there ain't no dragging him back from the best of whatever hell he talked his way into, but his legacy that lives on, in you and everyone else here at the hideaway, sure as the sky and blue. Sure as the sky is blue. At least I think it's still blue. But as long as it is, I'll be right here when you can count on me. Otto. Okay, last side quest and we return to the main road.
There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere.
Fortunately, they're not far away. Or I could be wrong.
you're with the others, they've already relieved me of my belongings.
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man named Rutherford.
Then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford, attendant to the Lady Ariane of House Wellesley.
Of the 7 high houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since last I saw my great-aunt. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? Yes. Yes, she is. The Lady Dowager has granted me leave to assist your Uncle Stuart. I was on my way back from the old capital when I saw some villagers being robbed on the road here.
Bandits?
They looked more like field hands, but it didn't matter in the end. I did what I could to help the victims, but all it earned me was a pommel to the temple.
Which way did they go?
South, toward the gate.
All right. I'll take care of them. Founder knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach, visit the Vale, tell them I sent you.
Thank you. I shall. Founder be your shield.
Alright, who attacked this poor man?
They just couldn't resist, could they?
This one's ours, pretty boy.
Oh. One. Enemy slain.
Make for the town while you can. There may be more bandits nearby.
You don't need to tell me twice. Many thanks, traveler.
This looks to be all of them.
I thought I told you to make for the Vale.
And stand by as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive, and I'm fine. Which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen attack so close to their gates.
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. Some days they don't even send out patrols. There are few hands left to work the fields, and even fewer to transport the grain. The market stalls are nearly bare, and the price for what remains is exorbitant. It's not uncommon to see a fight break out over a crust of bread. When I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits, I meant it. They were probably just desperate.
Rockford, listen to me. If you are to continue your investigation, you first need to seek the attention of a healer.
Of course. I shall return to Northreach right away. But allow me to thank you first. Had you not happened along,
Don't thank me. Thank Rutherford. It was he who sent me.
I suppose he'll be wondering where I've got to. I shall send a Bastolus as soon as I'm able. Good day.
uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. If it isn't already too late. I should go and tell Rutherford that his colleagues are still in one piece. I see you're still here.
The Rest's location affords a constant flow of traders, and with it, a constant flow of information. Speaking of which, I received word from both my associates. They have resumed their investigations, thanks to you.
I only happened to be in the right place at the right time. They both seem to think the realm's prospects rather grim.
I am afraid that grim would be putting it lightly. Storm is in crisis, and if we are to free her, we must work quickly. And we must work together. Such is your Lord Uncle's wish.
As it is mine.
It took over 3 hours to finish all of the side quests. The longest one was to find the Bomb King. But finally we can return to the main quest. Oh, Clive and Joshua, back together. Together with Jill, all three. Childhood friends. Siblings are together. We can continue traveling.
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine. Assuming they will allow it. The Echoes have a will of their own.
I have to find in order to go through with all of this. One box. The spheres, the magicians. They so weak.
Quiet.
Stay down.
We're so powerful. Will I get something cool at fighting with this? Ow. Dodging too faster. Careful. I wonder if I get the material by defeating this fallen guardian. Why goblin coin?
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
Ow! Are you for real? Never once I landed a hit. The deadliest enemies that I ever met, falcons.
I do. Where are you off to now, then? Bound for the Free Cities, perhaps? Oh, no need to say if you'd rather not. We all have our reasons. Ain't exactly feeling like sharing with strangers myself at the mo. Truth be told, I could do with a bit of inspiration. Don't know which way to turn no more. Was doing a roaring trade back in Oriflamme. Right up until the poor Drake lost her noggin. So, thought I'd try me luck in the desert. And Fang went the same way. And don't get me started on the mess in the bloomin' Dominion. Suppose I could try Canberra next. But knowing my luck, the old place be crawling with the works before I'd even sat out me stall. But as I always say, where there's crisis, there's opportunity. The opportunity to mint skill, that is. So, where to next? Is there any money to be made in Ash? Do orcs even carry gil?
Such a long monologue you have for this NPC. Ah, now you're not drifting. Why? Was last stick drifting on only in the middle of dialogues? This guy needs potion.
You're injured. What happened here? Where are your comrades?
Ether flood up ahead. It swallowed our camp while we slept. My own men did this. Turned every last one of them. There's a village not far from here. Tabor. The people were kind to us. It's only a matter of time before they won't stand a chance. We can't let those monsters reach the...
Those people need my help.
I'll go. You catch your breath.
Thank you. Our encampment is up ahead. Just off the track. They must not reach Tabor. Forgive me, Lord Kuka.
Rest well, soldier. You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go around it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
But we don't need to go around it.
Right. I got here in time.
The bird, how do we deal with the bird?
Is someone there? Please, I can't move my leg.
That doesn't sound like an Akashic.
Someone didn't turn, we saw this ether flow.
You're with the battalion?
I am. I heard the fighting. Are the others?
Taken care of. One of your brothers in arms told me what happened and asked for help.
Another survivor? Where is he? Tell me.
His wounds were too deep.
He was right to send you. Those things you slew are no longer my brothers. Tabor is safe thanks to you. Here, you've earned it.
Still complete alone.
You seem familiar. Have we met?
You must have me confused with someone else.
That scar.
Son of a whore. You're Sid. I was there in Cosnis when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
And what of my ill will? Coward! Draw your steel. Lord Kupka shall be avenged!
I'll just walk away.
When your wounds have healed and your head has cooled, come and find me if you must. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it. Or have you forgotten your oath to the Republic?
My oath? What would you know of oaths?
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving you the chance to keep yours.
No. I won't be deceived. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw. A murderer, not some
Man. Like you or anyone else.
nothing like you. But if you're not gonna kill me, then go. Leave! Just know that I will find you, Sid. Someday.
Alright. Maybe he'll have his revenge. Maybe he will stop him. I wonder if there will be another many years time skip. So we could see the consequences of our decisions. That was fast.
We're nearly there.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
In his travels, hiding from his brother.
Welcome, travelers. We don't get many visitors here in Tabor.
Far shorter than this merchant had.
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
Are you buying or selling? Anything else? A fine choice. Go safely.
Oh, there she is.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Not for me, explain.
Care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yote. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now, tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloeda knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them, yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
Meanwhile, the Agora and free cities of Kangar.
Are we truly safe here in the Agora? The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce!
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you?
No.
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king, he has come to save us from the Akashic. Here's a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
You're delusional.
Compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools. Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Your guts were dead. Oh, and
Enough.
Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris.
they're looking for me.
Consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
What will happen with Clive if he will consume each element of each icon?
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
That's what we saw in the ruins.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike. His very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominants, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
I wonder how exactly close this to Arkham.
farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Opportunity beckons. Who among you is bold enough to heed her call? Is
What do you mean?
made for hire, perchance? Because I have a mind to make a killing.
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, yes and no. A passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade, that an elder Dread Evis had been sighted in the fields of Korava. Dread Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to acts of violence, few survive to maturity, but those that do develop a hide of phenomenal value.
A hide you want to sell?
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it tanned first that it might be crafted into marvels the likes of which the world has never seen. Dread Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. But the worked hide of a well-aged beast, now that would fetch such coin that Gilbert himself might weep with envy. Bring me that beast's skin, and I will share with you the bounty of our combined labors.
Alright, I'll hunt Evis.
Alright. I'll hunt your Evis.
Of course you will. When one lives in such troubled times, it is a fool who lets opportunity slip his grasp. Leave Tabor through the east gate, but take the path that branches west. Once you reach the checkpoint at Tovany, you are a mere stone's throw from the fields of Carava. I eagerly await your safe, and above all, triumphant return.
How far away it is? What that would be?
Cyril. How fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yotei is otherwise engaged, at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield. I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix,
How many of them are there?
of Rosaria. I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
That's my question.
Enough, milady. Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
Of course not.
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you. Pray accept this token.
Accept the Phoenix down from Cyril of the Undying.
For as long as you bear it, members of our order will reveal themselves unto you. If there is nothing further.
No.
How many tokens Clive has already? Like 5?
To Canva then.
We'll talk about this later. Cyril. Seem very, You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
The free cities under siege?
Maybe it won't take long.
Are you sure this is the right way, brother?
Certainly. A little bit of a workaround.
You deserve a rest.
Or hunt? The pack.
You're on my side, Torgal.
Sink, Mark, sink!
Shouldn't have messed with the leader of the pack, eh, boy?
I don't suppose there's a chest lying around in this place.
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia.
Now it would be really funny if there's dead end that I won't be able to overcome.
Get surrounded.
There's a waypoint. Panther? It's not a creature to hunt, so not interested. Avis.
Old he may be, but it looks like there's still plenty of fight in him yet.
Ow. Ow. Defeated.
This thing reeks. The sooner it's off my hands, the better.
And now with the skin, I suppose I will get update for what?
Here's your hide.
as requested.
I worried you might never return. Quickly, let me see it. Oh, as supple as a maiden's cheek, yet as adamant as her virtue. This is everything I'd hoped for, and more. Clearly, my trust in you was not misplaced. You must be a hunter of considerable talent to have bested the beast with nary a scratch. Join me as my honored partner. With my means and your might, we shall be as wealthy as the merchant kings of Zemeckis.
Not interested.
I'm making a habit of this. I'm busy enough as it is.
Very well. Though I believe fate had a hand in our meeting, it would be unbecoming of me to beg. Do not allow me to keep you from being about your business. Here, for the hide.
Another one. Above.
Beneath the flood, yes.
How are those new boots treating you?
They're fantastic. You! Finally, no one was paying me the slightest heed.
Is something wrong?
At the university, the students would hang on my every word. Sadly, this far from home, I'm just a vagrant greybeard.
The university? You're a scholar.
A specialist in ancient cultures. The most accomplished in all Valisthea, some have said. Not that I look the part in these tattered rags. In my heyday, no obstacle could have kept me from my studies. Yet here I am, a wizened windbag, bested by the many steps of Tabor. The answers I seek lying just beyond my enfeebled reach. Would you do an old man a kindness and brave the stairs in my stead? You'll be amply rewarded, of course.
Okay, I'm at something.
Climb the stairs and...
And memorize a few inscriptions for me. Assuming you know your letters, that is.
I can read,
Some
I suppose.
courteous soul is rumored to have carved clues to Tabor's rich history into stones dotted about the village. 3 of them, to be precise. One each to the north, south, and east. I'm here in the hope that those carvings might shed light on a riddle I've been pondering for some time. Namely, the otherwise undocumented origins of Tabor's unique people. People quite unlike those of neighboring lands.
I can't promise I'll remember everything perfectly.
Remember what you can. I'll piece together the rest. Make for the domed pavilions, and you'll have no trouble finding the stones.
It's all here.
How are those new boots treating you?
They're fantastic. Soft as phoenix down, but tough as boiled bone.
How long are they? Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor, sacred hold thy noble blood till ends the mother's labor. Guardians of the Crystals, first stones of Tabor, sacred hold by thy noble blood till ends the mother's labor. Tabor labor. Crystal Tabor blood labor.
No history would be complete without mention of the Mother Crystals.
Why won't the sky go back to how it was? I don't like it.
So it's these stones to Canva, and the rest of the boxes to Dallas.
Tabor, labor, crystal blood. Tabor, labor, crystal blood.
Have you noticed the elder has been coughing less?
Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. The sprite recalls a noble past and makes these rocks a home.
What Golden Plains might the Wanderers have called home, I wonder?
Thank you for the deal, Ed, mister. Mummy made the pottage for
Tabor, labor, blood, Golden Plains. Children of the hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand. Hunter's land, blessing hand.
Farmers must have settled here in Tabor. I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read. The engravings were in good repair considering their age.
Oh, would that I could have seen them for myself. Oh, come, don't tease me now. What did you learn of this place and its people? Let's start with the engraving to the south, shall we? What did it say?
South? This is a great Google guidance. Crystal?
Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor, sacred hold thy noble blood, till ends the mother's labor. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Fascinating. It would seem the founders of this city were descendants of those fallen charged with protecting the mother crystals. But whatever could have driven the Guardians so far from their sacred charges, I wonder? The engraving to the north is next, I think.
Ocean. Snowy slopes. Wanderers of the Golden Plains.
Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past, and make these rocks a home. Or, I think that was it, at least.
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges of nomadic customs in Tabor its guardian roots could never account for. This is proving most enlightening. Now, for the final stone.
Children of the Hunters. No, that's in hand in hand. Swan this sir. Now tillers of the land.
Children of the Hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand. That's all three.
And so, we add primitive farmers to Tabor's founding peoples, the final piece of the puzzle. 3 engravings, one for each of the 3 peoples to have settled Tabor in ancient times. Guardians of the Mother Crystal, wanderers from across the plains, and last but certainly not least, hunters turned farmers. Little wonder it was so difficult to trace the roots of Tabor's culture. Those roots reach down through 3 distinct traditions. Nonetheless, one cannot help but wonder why this fact is not better known among scholars, given that the stones stand here for all to see.
Too many stairs, perhaps.
Ha! Too many by far. Here, and thank you.
Quest completed. It was a simple one, just to walk around and read. And remember what you read about. And I received Goblin Coin. For all me trying.
Careful how you pack that leather. Any crystal scratches will bring down the price.
No more side quests. No more side quests. Why I have trouble speaking today? I do not understand. It's strange. I wonder why.
The free cities under siege?
Good girl.
Yeah!
Orcs.
Then let us be rid of them.
Okay.
Straight home now.
Because there's more orcs on the way. Why is he just standing far away and waiting for their comrades to be defeated?
Clive. Smoke.
Is the city fallen?
Sieged by Odin.
The free men are still holding their own then.
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble. We should hurry.
Oh, come on, the side quests. There's no plus there, so no, I don't want to. Old Canver, the free cities of Canver. The warehouse district.
Sounds like thunder.
You're late. We're starting to think you'd stumbled off a cliff.
I seem to recall that was you, Gav.
They're all alive.
Any trouble on the road?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
I knew you'd come.
Is that who I think it is?
Yes.
Allow me to introduce my brother, Joshua.
Uncle.
Clive's told me all about you. Or even listening most of the time. Name's Midadol, but everyone calls me Mid.
My lady.
What?
Hey?
My boy.
Uncle Byron.
It's really you.
Another touching reunion.
I never thought I'd see the day.
So these Akashic are being controlled.
That's what it looked like. Empty eyes, eerie blue glow. No doubt they were turned, but silent as monks, every last one of them.
Your man here speaks true, Clive. We saw more than a few in the city. They moved in ranks with a purpose, and not of their own.
Ultima's doing.
Perhaps.
What of the city? The people?
Dead, mostly.
Mostly, but not all. A handful managed to lock themselves in their villas before the Horde arrived. Some in the Merchants' District to the west, and a few others on the far bank.
If the Akashic stumble across either hiding place, a few bolted doors won't hold them for long. We need to find them. And quickly.
What do you propose?
We split into two parties. I will make for the Merchants' District, while you look to those across the river. Mind keeping an eye on my brother?
Not at all. We find the villa and try the servants' entrance.
Understood.
And what of us?
Mid, is she fit to sail?
The ship, the Mithril engine could probably do with a few more tweaks.
Then you better work fast. Even if we do reach the survivors in time, they'll never make it to the hideaway on foot.
We'll finally have a ship.
Back to me.
See that Mid doesn't get herself into trouble, would you?
Think I can manage that?
I'll keep him safe.
Looks like you stuck with me, Byron.
That's Lord Rossfield, you little gutter snipe!
Shall we then?
And you keep Clive safe.
Be careful. Both of you.
You too.
Evanfall. I think it's a good place as I need to stop for today. To escape from the city we must. To escape from the siege city we must. Now I need to figure out the thumbnail and the title for an next stream video. How many? 75 percentages. Wait. Really? So long? It's because I was doing all the side quests, I suppose. Which makes sense. Oh boy. Oh, that was yet another chapter of our adventure in Final Fantasy XVI. By the schedule, we'll train Infinity on Tuesday. Because let's find out what's about if it's the coziest open world as they claim. On Thursday, we continue traveling around in Elden Ring, trying to understand where we should go. On Saturdays, we continue with Final Fantasy. So, thank you everyone who visited the stream, everyone who watched this VOD. If you want the channel to live and grow, please support me here on all social media, which are platforms from YouTube to Twitch to Trovo to Blue Sky to Twitter to whatsoever. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next videos and streams. Bye.